This is episode 6 of the Napoleon Hill Inspired Lessons Series, and today we are focusing on a principle that quietly controls more lives than any other law of success: autosuggestion. This lesson is not dramatic. It does not shout. It does not excite the crowd for a moment and then disappear. Instead, it works silently, day after day, shaping your thinking, shaping your self-image, shaping your expectations, and eventually shaping your entire future. Autosuggestion is the method by which you influence your own subconscious mind through repetition, emotion, and belief. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are already practicing autosuggestion constantly. Every thought you repeat, every story you tell yourself, every label you place on your own identity is a suggestion being impressed upon your subconscious. Most people never choose these thoughts consciously. They inherit them from childhood, absorb them from society, or accept them from moments of failure and pain. Over time, these repeated ideas harden into beliefs, and those beliefs quietly dictate behavior. A person who believes they are unlucky will hesitate when opportunity appears. A person who believes they are weak will retreat when pressure rises. A person who believes success is for others will unconsciously sabotage their own progress. Autosuggestion explains why two people with equal talent, equal resources, and equal opportunity can end up living completely different lives. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is not luck. The difference is what they have allowed their minds to accept as truth. Napoleon Hill taught that the subconscious mind does not reason or debate. It simply accepts what is repeatedly impressed upon it and then works tirelessly to make those impressions real. Autosuggestion is how you take back control of that process. It is how you stop allowing random thoughts and outside voices to shape your destiny and begin shaping it deliberately. This episode is not about positive thinking for comfort. It is about mental authority. It is about learning how to speak to your own mind with clarity, calmness, and direction, so your thoughts finally begin working for you, not against you. Your subconscious mind is always listening, even when you think it is not. It listens when you are relaxed. It listens when you are emotional. It listens when you are tired, discouraged, or afraid. Most importantly, it listens when the same message is repeated over and over again. The subconscious mind does not understand jokes, sarcasm, or exaggeration. When you say, "I'm always broke," it hears a command. When you say, "I can't stay disciplined," it hears an instruction. When you say, "This is just how I am," it hears a permanent identity. Autosuggestion works whether the message is positive or negative. That is the danger and the power of it. Many people unknowingly program themselves for struggle by repeating complaints, worries, and self-criticism daily. They do this casually, not realizing that repetition creates belief, and belief creates behavior. Autosuggestion is not about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing the direction of your mental conditioning. The subconscious responds best to simple, clear, present tense statements spoken with calm certainty. Long affirmations are not required. Complex language is unnecessary. What matters is repetition and feeling. Statements such as, "I am becoming stronger every day," "I stay calm under pressure," "I follow through on what I start," are effective because they give the subconscious a direction to move toward. Autosuggestion is most powerful when practiced during moments of low resistance, such as early morning or just before sleep. At these times, the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious becomes more open. This is why Napoleon Hill emphasized timing and consistency. Over weeks and months of repetition, these suggestions reshape your internal dialogue. You begin to think differently without forcing it. Confidence feels more natural. Discipline feels less heavy. Fear loses its authority. This is not sudden transformation. It is gradual conditioning. But once the shift happens, it is permanent. Emotion is the fuel that gives autosuggestion its power. Words spoken without feeling are weak impressions. Words spoken with emotion sink deep. This is why visualization strengthens autosuggestion so effectively. When you repeat a statement and mentally picture yourself already living it, the subconscious accepts it more readily. It does not know the difference between an imagined experience and a real one when that imagined experience is repeated consistently with emotion. Over time, the subconscious adjusts your perception, your reactions, and your decisions to match the suggestion. You begin to act in alignment with the image you have been feeding your mind. This is how autosuggestion changes behavior without force. It does not require willpower every moment. It reshapes identity. A person who sees themselves as disciplined behaves differently than someone who sees discipline as impossible. A person who sees themselves as calm under pressure responds differently when stress appears. Autosuggestion also acts as a shield. The world is constantly trying to suggest fear, limitation, and distraction into your mind. News headlines, social media, opinions, criticism, and comparison all compete for mental space. If you do not intentionally counter these influences, they will eventually become beliefs. Autosuggestion is how you protect your vision and your focus. It is not arrogance. It is mental self-leadership. You are not denying reality. You are choosing how you respond to it. Over time, this practice builds emotional control, resilience, and inner stability. You stop reacting impulsively. You pause. You choose. You move with purpose. That is the quiet strength created through disciplined autosuggestion. To practice autosuggestion correctly, you must treat it as a discipline, not a temporary trick you use only when you feel inspired. The subconscious mind does not respond to emotion alone, and it does not respond to effort alone. It responds to repetition with direction. That is why autosuggestion must become part of your daily routine, just like eating or sleeping. You choose a small number of clear statements that represent the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. These statements must be simple, calm, and spoken in the present tense. You do not say what you hope will happen someday. You say what you are building now. You speak them slowly, without rushing, and with quiet certainty. You do this in the morning, before the world has a chance to interfere with your thinking. You do it at night, when your conscious mind is relaxed and your subconscious mind is most open. You do it consistently, even on days when you feel doubt, fatigue, or resistance, especially on those days. Autosuggestion is not about forcing belief instantly. It is about conditioning. Just as the body adapts to repeated physical movement, the mind adapts to repeated thought. Over time, your inner dialogue begins to change without effort. The voice that once questioned your ability starts supporting your progress. The hesitation that once stopped you from acting begins to weaken. Discipline becomes less of a struggle because your identity begins to align with your goals. You no longer rely on motivation from outside sources to move forward. Your drive comes from within. This is why Napoleon Hill considered autosuggestion a cornerstone of success. Without it, knowledge remains unused, plans remain unfinished, and desire fades under pressure. With it, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin moving in the same direction. You stop fighting yourself. You stop sabotaging progress unconsciously. You begin to act with consistency, even when conditions are not perfect. Autosuggestion does not make life easy, but it makes you stronger, calmer, and more focused while life happens. This is the real transformation. Not instant results, but permanent mental alignment. This is episode 6 of the Napoleon Hill Inspired Lessons Series. Let this principle work quietly. Let it work daily. Let it reshape the way you speak to yourself, the way you see challenges, and the way you respond to opportunity. Because the thoughts you repeat today are shaping your habits, your decisions, and your future. When you take control of that inner voice, you take control of your direction. And once your mind is programmed with intention, consistency becomes natural, confidence becomes steady, and success becomes a matter of time, not chance.